He's a clown.
He's a clown.
He ain't got nothing behind him. 4 out of his 5 fights have been title fights. If you knew the things I've heard about this guy, you'd be laughing. His last opponent, my boy knows him. This guy is a beginner. How can this guy tell me I'm dreaming when he's fighting these people? I don't think he fights real serious fighters. So when I go in there, obviously he can have his fans. The crowd are going to support him. They're going to boo me because I'm a new guy. But ultimately, he had like 50k worth of drugs in there. Didn't really go to plan. Ended up getting arrested. Was on bail for 2 years. Went to court after 2 years, 8 months. Because of the time it took to go there, and obviously I was young at the time, I didn't get a hefty sentence, and he knows it, and I know. I'm gonna go in there and smash his face, and I'm gonna take his belt, I'm gonna take the cash prize. After that, I'm gonna go back.
More about your fights coming up. So you've got 4 fights coming up. Which ones to you are more important?
I think the toughest one would be the amateur one.
Amateur one?
Yeah, kickboxing.
And how do you think that'll go for you?
I think right now it's 50-50. I'm just gonna go out there, keep it simple, just try to put it on him, see how it goes. We go out there, anything can happen at any single moment. So
yeah.
I'm just gonna go out there, try to put his lights out. If not, if it goes to split decision, hopefully I take the victory. But ultimately, we'll just see how it goes.
So Tyler, thank you for coming on the podcast, bro. How you feeling today?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me here as well, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so, because you've messaged me first before,
yeah.
So I want to know what made you come on the podcast.
I've been looking to get on one for a while now, just trying to build my awareness up, trying to get some sponsors to help me be able to train better, be more effective in my training, because I'm trying to go far in my career. So obviously there's fundamentals to building these little steps, and that's what I'm trying to do, is trying to get there.
Hopefully, I see potential, yeah. Hopefully that is going to pay out. Yeah. So this can be part of our introduction, yeah.
UFC.
Trying to make it there.
Trying to get UFC, man.
Is that it?
Bro, UFC, one day.
One day, hopefully, in God's will, bro. So tell us your story, so people know who you are. Tell us your story and where you at now.
So, I didn't grow up in MMA. I didn't really do any sports growing up. Went to a special needs school that had learning difficulties, so it was a little bit challenging at times. And obviously, getting into college, I didn't feel like it was really for me. Came out of college, started working, ended up getting arrested, going to jail for 6 months, coming out, I was on tag. And signed up for a charity fight, and that's where it all began really with the MMA, can't lie. Found the training, loved it, getting in the cage experience. My first fight didn't go the way I planned, but ever since then I've come back better, been effective in my training. I'm trying to just keep going now and just build up to where I need to get.
Yeah, that's great, man. So, when you mentioned that you got arrested, would you mind elaborating on that?
So, travelled down to Bournemouth to basically rob a house. Had like 50k worth of drugs in there. Didn't really go to plan. Ended up getting arrested. Was on bail for 2 years. Went to court after 2 years, 8 months. Because of the time it took to go there, and obviously I was young at the time, I didn't get a hefty sentence, and I was able to come out and just do my training and that. But things happen in life to teach you things and make you a better person at the end of the day. I'm glad I went through it. It's made me tougher minded, and I think that's why I enjoy doing MMA so much, honestly, and getting in the ring, because jail, it's a lot of mental challenge, and obviously coming into the sports also a lot of mental challenge. You need a lot of discipline. So I think me going jail just before that, it's helped me come in and have such a stronger mindset coming off the start.
Is your how you at the beginning you were facing tough times? Did that help you get into the sport, or did you already grow around it, around MMA and boxing?
No, I didn't really grow up around any of the sports, to be honest. It sort of only came into my life at the end of 2022. Started one of the camps, and then obviously ended up going to jail. Didn't expect to go to jail, to be honest. And then obviously came out after my tag. Started after 3 days after being off my tag, so I got off on the Thursday. Went on a Monday, because the gym I was at saying I can't come on the Thursday, sparring day. It's a bit mad than that. So went on a Monday, done a trial class. paid for my membership that same day. I've been training since.
And could you say that you looked up to any people, like as you were progressing?
At the start, no, I just wanted to do it because I always had the urge to fight. Do you know what I mean? It's always in me. So, and I always like to think of my ancestors, what they went through for me to be here today. So, I've always got that feeling, that urge that I'm always gonna get into some sort of like fight in the street or something like that. So, I was thinking like, yo, maybe MMA, doing something like that will more help me satisfy that urge and keep me out of trouble. So,
The right way.
the right way. So, obviously, I've been trying to do that and just keep my mind down.
You know, I could say that a positive that combat sports have, and I think I talked about it in my previous episode, is where if it should be compulsory to be taught in schools. Do you feel like that's the need? Because like, boxing could be mental health benefit as well.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What's your takes on that?
So the benefits from just training these sports in general, like with boxing, like it teaches you how vulnerable you are, how much there is to life. It opens your mind up to a lot. Like a lot of people think they can fight, and then they do the first sparring session, and they get absolutely smashed up, and then they're thinking, okay, like you know what, I'm a big guy, and I just smashed up by this little guy, and it really opens up the mind to stuff. I think everyone needs that in life. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them things where it's an experience you need. Like, it's a humbler, like, you always go for the highs and the lows. Say you win a fight, boom, you think you're on top of the world. You go to a different gym, you get smashed up in sparring, you're like, fuck, like, I'm really not that good, do you know what I mean? So, goes through them things. So, you go through them sort of phases, and everyone needs that, do you know what I mean? So, like, people that don't have that in life, I think they're lost. Like, I see a lot of people in the street, like, look at them and think, wow, this guy's like an NPC, like he's so lost to life, like how you're carrying yourself like that, like how you moving, your loyalties, your morals, all these sort of things. Like, also doing the sports helps to build on that because you go through such tough times, and that mentally, like, you're able to support other people around you, and like they can rely on you a lot more, and it's things like that. And you can even like use it to bond with people. Like, you can bring people into the sport. You can like say, like, with your siblings, like, you can just train with them to get them doing little things and that. Like, I have my siblings now, like, they look up to me all the time, asking me to do the pads of ones, like, trying to play fight with me. My little brother, 3 years old, tried to kick me because I always do it with him. Do you know what I mean? It's like play fight with him and that. So it's also these little benefits. Do you know what I mean? And it changes the way they look up to me. So it gives them a bigger inspiration in life. So I think people also need to realize, like, just doing this, it's not just the impact on their life, it's also all the people around them. Do you know what I mean? Like, my mum has something to be proud of me for. Do you know what I mean? If I wasn't doing this, I'd be sitting around every day just smoking, doing 9 to 5. Not really having any life goals, do you know what I mean? Not figuring out where I really want to go, maybe trying out a couple business models. But me, I'm a more hands-on guy, and I think that's why it's like people like me, when they find the sport, they'll love it.
Yeah, so you could say that boxing did save you at some point. It did save you to an extent.
Yeah, to an extent. Like, obviously, I'd done my first MMA fight and then done my second one. Then I had to wait. I've had to wait 7 months to now get back in the cage again. So that's when I started really thinking, like, okay, let me do some boxing. Let me get my hands going. Like, and then that's when I started, like, getting into LMA Academy. They sent me up with some expeditions that went good. Then I done another boxing fight, done a standing one, won that one first round TKO. So that went pretty good. Now I set myself up to face Dean on the BTB show December 7th. You know, I think it's going to be an easy fight for me. I'm quite tough. I think MMA is maybe more conditioned naturally. And I think, like, boxers, like, I think some boxers, they can't handle the pressure like the MMA fighters.
Yeah.
We have to be aware of a lot more. And I think that sharpness that we have to have and that capability to also wrestle has us a higher cardio advantage as well. And honestly, I believe going into that fight, that it will show, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. So you have to make sure, like, you have to ensure that you win that fight. So how are you gonna do that? So what's your training schedule?
My training schedule, I'm still training, like, MMA every day, like, you know what I mean? Because I've got 4 fights coming up. So The first one I'm going over on the Leicester Kickboxing on the 23rd of November at Malaya Centre. So I'll be making my amateur debut in kickboxing there. And then a week later, I've got a MMA fight on the 29th. That'll be at Club Republic. And then after that, I've got the fight with Dean a week later on December 7th, where I'm going to take that belt. Be my god now, you understand what I mean? So then after that, I've got an interclub bout and the 14th of December. But it's at interclub level, but it's an actual fight, you see what I mean?
What's the interclub level?
So, like, you're not yet at amateur.
Yeah.
But you're like just under there.
Oh, okay.
But it's like an actual fight, still kick him in the head, still spinning attacks. The only thing you can't do is basically just punch him in the face when it's on the ground. So that's the only thing that don't really happen in them sort of level fights.
Yeah, so how'd you handle the pressure, bro? You got about how many fights? 4 fights?
4.
Yeah, bro. And they're all, the spaces between them are all so short. Like, how do you handle the pressure between them?
Well, when you sort of enjoy doing something and you can step in there and like you're more than capable of going in there, winning all fights. Then if you believe in yourself, it becomes a lot easier. If you don't believe in yourself, things look so hard and like people think I'm crazy with doing this stuff. Do you know what I mean? Taking fights so close, but then some people are like, "Yeah, man, you're the dog." Like, do you know what I mean? But you gotta show who you are at the end of the day. I've got to be myself in this sport. That's how I'm gonna make it. Like, I can't sit there and say, "Nah, I'm not gonna take these fights." Because if I say, "Yeah, I'll take the fight," I'll take the fight. But if I go back on that, like, I think that makes me look like an idiot, and I'm gonna feel like an idiot. Do you know what I mean? So that's what sort of got me in this situation of getting into all these fights. See what I mean?
Yeah, but you got your boxing and MMA.
Yeah.
Do you think that you have to train separately or does it train both? Like how you're training right now?
I think
if you know what I'm saying.
If you know how to do MMA,
yeah,
you know how to do stand up.
Oh, okay.
You know how to wrestle. You know how to box. It's just the point of you just have to try to be aware, like when you're in the boxing fight, to not let set things go. Like, say, like if you get in a clinch example, you know, okay, you could take him down from here, you could knee him, you could do set attacks, but you just have to be aware to not do them in that moment. You see what I mean?
Yeah. So you got 4 fights, yeah. And then when's your amateur fight?
The 23rd.
23rd. Yeah, but so you've come a long way in it. I just want to know, yeah, because we haven't touched on this in the beginning. I want to know how, when did you first start? When was your first fight?
My first fight was 2023 November the 24th.
Yeah, and how was that like? How did that go for you?
Well, I was quite confident going up into the fight because I was training out of Leicester Street Fighters at the time, and I was doing the camp training as well. I was quite confident. The first fight I had, I didn't hear a single word my corner said. All I could hear was my crowd or my mates cheering, my mum or my family. Sort of let that get to my head more, and I didn't really want to embarrass myself. Didn't really want to throw any punches back. Sort of left me at a disadvantage. So it left the guy to take advantage, and didn't do enough. So I lost the fight. No, after that, I have to analyze it, and that's where I've really think that's what took me into a different sort of category, because I'm able to analyze where I went wrong, come back, do better. Like in my second fight, like I missed out like what I lost on my first fight, bring that back, and that's what sort of led me to win that one.
Yeah, so because you said you could hear the crowd in it. I've heard from other people, the thing is for me in it, because when I've never been in the ring in front of a crowd, right? And then when I'm going into that situation, I can picture it, like the adrenaline, the nerves, does it all start kicking, or do you just not listen to the crowd when you're in that ring?
Well, when you train so much and you get in the ring to a certain amount of point, like you sort of learn. Like the first fight, like the crowd, I could hear them. A second one, I could hear them, but I could hear my corner more. But then after my 3 expeditions and my last boxing fight, I've not really heard the crowd.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Because sort of mentally how you need to go in there to repair yourself, and you know what's going to lead you to that victory and what's going to make you fight better. So you're not going to sit there listening to see your friend in the crowd shouting, "Yeah, go on," because he ain't going to give you good advice.
Yeah.
Like, you want to listen to your coach. So I try to focus on that, and that's what leads me to be able to just take the advice from my corner and take advantage in the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you've got your first amateur fight this year, and you started in 2023.
Yeah.
So is that normal for someone to go amateur in like a year or something?
It depends, like your quality of training. Like there's some people that have been training 4, 5 years, 6 years, 7, 8 years, and they might not be that far in the sport. Then you might get people that are training 3, 4 years and they've gone quite far. So it all depends on also their goal, like where they're trying to get, and you know what I mean, how much they're trying to get themselves out there and what they're trying to put themselves through. You know what I mean? So it's all about mental toughness. You know, if you've got that, then I think you can do a lot more earlier on, and it's how you put yourself out there as well. Like if you sit there in the press, for example, not really saying anything, like, yeah, I'm a quite humble guy, everyone will be like thinking about him, but there's no real hype behind him like that. If the guy is talking, being funny, crowds looking at him, loving it, that's what sort of gets them out there more, gets them on more fights, gets them on more shows, that sort of stuff. So it's hard to start off like that.
Could you say that since your first fight till now, like how has your mental toughness, like, I can't explain it, but has it got stronger, and
It's got stronger, I would say.
or was it always in your mind?
I would say it's become a lot more clear. Like, I know exactly where I want to go. I know how to get there. I know what I need to do. So it's about just staying on that path to achieve that set goal.
More about your fights coming up. So you've got 4 fights coming. Which ones to you are more important?
I think the toughest one will be the amateur one.
Amateur one.
Yeah, kickboxing.
And how do you think I'll go for you?
I think right now it's 50-50. I'm just going to go out there, keep it simple, you know, just try to put it on him, see how it goes, you know. We go out there, anything can happen at any single moment. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to go out there, try to put his lights out. If not, if it goes to split decision, hopefully take the victory. But ultimately, we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, but what's it called? I don't think... Are you underestimating your opponent, or you're just going to keep humble about it?
Do you know what? When you go into these fights, you have to be aware of your opponent. Of course, you have to be aware. Like, you sort of just got to know what you can do. Try to keep yourself safe at all times and go out there and just fight to the best of your capability. If sometimes you think too much about your opponent, you might give him too much respect. And if you give him too much respect, then he ends up getting more in front foot, then you're more anxious to do stuff. So it sets you at a disadvantage.
Yeah, but you know, well, you said right now, yeah, it keeps you more anxious. But at the end of the day, yeah, your job in there is to win, take his head off. So no matter what everyone says, because I think that the crowd can also put you off. People can also put you off.
Yeah.
But then it also feels like it's a bigger achievement if you just prove them wrong. Can you relate to any of this?
Oh, the crowd are there to watch the fights, and I'm there to fight. Ultimately, you just gotta go out there and try to do what you're there for. And if you win or you lose, it's how it goes. I mean, with obviously your opponent, you gotta worry about your opponent. Obviously, he has weapons, you have weapons. He's gonna try to do things to trick you, so you gotta be aware of them to a certain extent. Do you know what I mean? But ultimately, it's you against you in there.
I don't know how this works yet, because I don't fight. But how if you study your opponents?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how early do you like start doing that?
You study them, like you can watch a couple of their fights, you can do some research on them, ask about them, find out little things like that. You know what I mean? Like, sort of like you always want to make sure like you set yourself like you're mentally stronger, like, and you want to make sure you're always giving them eye contact. Say like on the build-ups to the fights, you want to make sure that they know, okay, like you're aware of them and but you're not here to play. You're the lion, like they're the gazelle.
Yeah.
You're gonna chase them around the ring, sort of like that. So you have to make them sort of feel like that, in my opinion. That's what I think.
Yeah, but what's it called? What was I gonna say? Do you know when you say your opponent has a different fighting style? Do you change your fighting style? And if you do, how does that affect you?
Well, it depends. Like, depends who you fight and how their style changes to how you have to adapt your style. But ultimately, that's why you train. You do your camps. Like, you can do a little bit of research to see what their style is like. You can be aware of that and sort of make a game plan. And that's always a good thing to do. You know, just have a little bit awareness. But you don't want to get your head too much involved, your emotions too involved. Because ultimately, like I was saying just before, if you give them that respect, too much of it, then you sort of set yourself at a disadvantage before you even get in there.
And another thing that also sets you as a disadvantage, I think, my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, but is your ego. So yeah, you could have an ego, which I can't lie, yeah, most fighters do. But if you're underestimating your opponent, and then you're going in the ring thinking you're gonna rip his head off, you haven't studied the opponent at all, that could lead to consequences. So yeah, what's your takes on that? Like, what do you think about that?
Honestly, it's a 50-50 with that one, because obviously you can go in there, you could rip your opponent's head off, he could rip your head off.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's why you go in there, you take that risk at the end of the day. And if you win or you lose, it happens. If it goes to split, it happens. Like, you just got to go out there, protect yourself at all times. You know, if you're confident in your defense, then you're going to be confident in your ability to fight. I think people that are not as confident in their ability to protect themselves, then they're going to be more nervous. But when you know you can protect yourself and like you can counter-attack, you know how to stay in the pocket, you know how to move around the ring. When you know these set things, it makes you more confident. It gives you that sort of ego. Do you see what I mean? But the ego comes with the confidence because you know what you're capable of. You know how to protect yourself, you know how to move. So you have to be confident in yourself before you go into that fight. Because imagine I go into a fight, and I think, this guy's going to rip my head off as soon as I get in there. Imagine as soon as I get in there, I'm at a disadvantage, exactly. Like, disadvantage, I'm going to like not want to step forward. I'm going to be nervous.
Too cautious.
Too timid. Do you see what I mean? Like,
finding that balance, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to find a balance. Like, if he throws a feint and I'm giving it too much respect and I'm thinking they're timid, I'm going to give him too much reactions. Then I'll be like, okay, then it's going to piece me apart like that. Do you see what I mean? So ultimately, you sort of have to make sure he gives you that respect first. Like, you're taking the center. This is your room. I'm the line. You're the dessert. You're going to be my dinner. Sort of like that. Do you know what I mean?
A lot of mind games, isn't it?
So you have to have that. You have to make them aware, like, this is your playground. They're visiting you. Do you see what I mean? And then you're going to chase them out of there. So that's sort of how I see the route.
How have you dealt with losses in your life?
I've only dealt with one loss.
Good question.
I think that one there was quite tough because I was quite confident going into the fight at the start. And obviously, I gave myself too much respect. I didn't put enough out there. But I studied from that fight and I sort of do each fight. I probably watch each fight back at least like 50 times what I've had so far. Looked at all the points where I could have knocked the opponent out, where he could have knocked me down. Points where I left myself open. Points where my opponent left himself open, but I didn't take advantage of. So I analysed my fights quite a lot to go into my next ones at a complete different fight style. Like, my opponents, they can study me from my past fights, but I'm different in every single fight. So, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Yeah, so do you know when you said you analyze your fights, and let's say there's things to be worked on, do you, in your future training sessions, do you prioritize that more in order to get that win, or do you just work harder, train harder more times a week, or how does it work for you?
I train the same amount of days. In my sparring, I try to be more aware of that. Like, you have to be aware of that when you're making set mistakes, your footwork, when you're like leaving your hands in set areas. But when you watch your fights, you can just be aware of like when you're not doing set things, what things you did do well, and you can try to put that into your training. And then obviously when you come into your next fights, just try and adapt to that.
Yeah.
And obviously you can learn a little 1-2 tricks along the way, but obviously you can then go into your next fight and then show your opponent and maybe spark his lights out with that. But
Hopefully,
obviously, yeah, man.
Yeah, so you know when you lose your fights, does that affect you in the future or not? Or do you just don't look past it, just look past it, move forward? Is that how it goes, or?
Well, I've only I would say I've only had one bad fight so far, like including my expedition. So I've not had much experience losing fights. Obviously, it does humble you, it changes you the way you want to train. After my first fight, I was quite angry. I didn't go to the gym to train for the next 2 weeks. That's to spar. I only went down sparring days. Got into a bit of problems with the coach at that gym just because of that. And so yeah, it did affect me a bit. So I ended up moving gyms. I went to start going Cuba gym. And obviously the coach is a lot more nicer there. There's a lot more like in with the fighters. They're actually there for the fighters. Like shoot fighters, I didn't feel that sort of connection. Like I didn't feel like a really fighting there.
How important is it for you, for your coach, to be like have a very good human connection with you?
Good
It's
question.
important because in your corner, if you have someone there that you don't know, but you don't have that bond with, you don't have that relationship with, you don't always trust what they're saying. So having that connection, that bond with your coach, it is the most important thing. Like I've had one of my boys, Connor. He's been in my corner every single time just because he knows my training style, he knows my mentality, he knows how I fight, and he knows when I'm getting ahead of myself. He knows when I need to cool down. He knows when I need to put on the front foot more. So it's all about having someone who knows you there. So if you go in the corner with someone that don't know you, and then you're getting on the front foot, but then say they don't know when you get on the front foot, you load up and you do set things really well. They might tell you to back off a bit. So you have to really just think of it like that. Like you need someone who knows you, because you don't want someone who's there that sets you at a disadvantage and you take their advice, or they leave you vulnerable. They try to make you fight in a different way that sets you off, and it don't work out for you in the end. So
For people who look to get into MMA and stuff, how would they avoid that mistake that you made?
well, I would say don't just settle for one gym at the start. Go around, train at a couple of different gyms, find what gym fits you best, where you find you have a better relationship with the people there.
Test the waters everywhere.
Yeah, and the coaches. And then ultimately, it goes from there. Like, some coaches, like, they're nice people. Some of them they're there just for the money. Some of them, they want to build a unit of fighters. So it also depends on the coach's goal, which is very important, which I've sort of learned over the year that I've been training, well, 30 months I've been training. But there's some coaches that they want to make sure you go far. They want to make sure you achieve your goals. They'll be there to support you, the decisions you make. And there'll be some coaches that will be like, nah, you're not ready. That you don't need to do that. And then they'll try like put you in a set path that you
Put in a
don't want to
comfort
go.
basically.
Yeah, like they're trying to put you in a box really, and that's sort of what I found at my first gym. And
So you made that mistake of committing to one gym straight away.
yeah. But obviously, that's obviously it's a learning path.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to go around, just train with different people, meet different people, and obviously you learn a lot from people. Also, you train with like personality traits. They might give you tips along the way that help you massively. Like there's sometimes as well in my sparring, like I used to black out quite a lot, and then I used to get ahead of myself. And my boy made me aware of that, and then I started to pick up on that a bit more. So now I'm a bit more technical and really starting to take advantage of that. And so there's little things like you need to be aware of a lot.
Yeah, so do you know when Zach touched upon coaching, how your coach should be treating you? What do you think needs to be corrected in that in order for you to achieve what you want to achieve and push you to the highest of your ability?
Well, I think if you go to a gym that has over 20 people training there, you're at the wrong gym, personally, because you need a coach that's able to go around and spot things, and he has enough time to actually focus on you. If you go to a gym where there's too many people, like it's not able to help you progress to that full extent. You see what I mean? Like,
You need one-to-one support.
yeah, you need like one-to-one support. Like at my first gym, I asked the coaches for PTs coming up into my first fight. Told me they don't do PTs, but then a couple of weeks later, when I'm walking in early, I'm seeing them doing PTs. So it's like that. Like they wasn't supporting me in that aspect there. But then when I was coming up for my last fight, I was saying to my coach, PT me, and it was PT me and my boy Connor. He's giving us an extra half hour every week just because he has that respect for us, and but he actually supports us. He wants to see us go far. Do you know what I mean? So ultimately, having a coach who does support you is massive. It is really important, honestly.
It's
And
expensive, man. It's combat sport expensive.
it depends what your goal is. Like, I pay for me and my brother to train over at Cuba right now, so it's £120 a month for both our memberships, training gear, nutrition. Obviously, it all adds up, but overall in the future, you can make that back in one fight if you get to that point. So it's these sacrifices you do have to make.
Think of it as an investment rather than...
Yeah,
I was
it's
gonna
an
say.
investment. Like, it's also now like if someone ever tried to break into my house, like I'm more than capable of handling that situation. But if I wasn't training, then I'll be more anxious. I want to be confident. Do you know what I mean? So it's that, and it's also being able to protect your family, your friends, even when you're out. People that are vulnerable in the streets. So it's massive having martial arts in your life. You know what I mean?
What's your take on like people who starting to use weapons and are on the street, man?
Pussies, straight pussies, man. Honestly, when I grew up in my teenage, always beef on the street. Majority of the time, it's just weapons. You're a pussy or this, you're a pussy or that. But if there's 5 of you and there's one of me, and you've got knives, hammers, fucking knuckle dusters, glass bottles, like, I don't think I'm that pussy in that situation. If I have to run in that situation there for my own life, my own safety, just over an ego, like, I think it's a bit mad. Like, I think people in this generation, they don't know how to fight. They don't know
That's why
how
they turn to the weapon.
yeah, they don't know how to stand up and throw the fist. Like, it's honestly, it's crazy.
People think they're scared to lose a fight.
Yeah,
So
too
they
many.
kill someone. It doesn't
Yeah,
make sense, does it? You don't.
honestly, like, there's some people that I've knew that have now gone jail just for you stabbing people, doing dumb shit. Like, I've done it myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've almost stabbed 3 people in one day. Just over stupid shit. One guy just talking shit. Another guy tried to chat up my ex. Another guy just tried to rob some weed off him. So, do you know what I mean? It makes you think. Do you know what I mean? But some people don't. But I was happy that I did realise, and I'm here now, man. I could have been. Do you know what I mean? Facing a bird.
Learn from your lesson.
Yeah, I could have been doing a bird for that, man. Fucking 3 in one day.
It's only in the past, bro.
Yeah, it's all in the past, man. No police and none of the NFA and that word it's called.
Do you think, like, obviously, let's say someone tries to break into your house,
Yeah.
or let's say someone approaches you onto the street,
Mm.
yeah. Do you think there's better ways of handling situations other than using knives or probably, being the shit out of them, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's say they're unarmed,
Yeah.
but they try pressing you, or they try rob your house, but they have nothing on them.
Mm.
Do you think there's ways of handling that situation, or is it like combat sports that comes to mind? And
Well, if you come to my house, then you're gonna get killed, innit? That's straight facts, innit? Like, if you're trying to break into my house, either way, I'm gonna hurt you. That's straight down.
Yeah, obviously.
Regardless. But in the street, like, I don't like to throw my hands in the street, innit? Because I do go too far. That is something that I'm always known for, innit? So, like, now, like, what I try to, like, be aware of is, like, I do know martial arts, so if I do get into that situation, like, I'll just say to the person, like, look, but, like, understand you're pissed off or whatever, but yo, like, this is talking it with men, innit? Like, you don't need to fight, innit? I said to him, yo, like, if you do want to fight, it's going to be fucked for you anyway, so I'm trying to do you a favour, innit?
yeah.
Sort like that, innit? Yeah.
You can actually control the person without even
Hurting them.
proper harming them.
Yeah, so it's even like that, like, you can say to like, bro, like, I'll put you to sleep without even hurting you. Like, for example, like what you just said, innit? Like, do you know what I mean? So it's these set things, innit? Do you know what I mean? If that person does try to attack me, like, I know I can protect myself and protect that guy and deharm him. Like, not deharm him, but make him harmless. Do you know what I mean? Like, take his back, trap his arm. He's got one arm there, flopping about and that. One strangling him, sending me all like whispering in his ear, like, you're gonna chill out and that. Like, do you know what I mean? And that, bro. So there's set things, there's set advantages to it. Do you know what I mean? So he's even stories from UFC fighters. Do you know what I mean? Being in these situations, like, I was looking up on one the other day. You know, Kevin Holland. He's in some bar, some guy was coming in with a gun, shooting, doing whatever. I choked him out, put to sleep on that. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's a massive advantage. There's levels.
I think everyone needs. That's why it's very important to put it in schools, because if everyone gets humbled early, if everyone knows how to fight, no one will fight.
Yeah, exactly
Because
that.
you know what danger can happen from there.
Yeah, seriously, like I had this guy from my work. I bring him into training. He thought he could beat me up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he thought he beat me as well. innit?
You dragged him in.
No, I didn't drag him in.
Or he just wanted to come.
You give it an invitation.
I gave him an invitation. I said to him, yo, bro, come down. You know what I mean? I'll focus, like, helping you improve. Come down for a moment. I did feel bad for him. Like, he was quite a lot bigger than me, so I ended up double legging him. My shoulder ended up landing into his ribs, gave him a hairline fracture. He's not come back to the gym yet, do you know what I mean? But I want to see the guy come back because he did enjoy it, do you know what I mean? And But he's doing good now. He's focusing on business. He's got his own hedging business, garden business. So he's doing good. He's making money. So I'm proud of him to stick in for that. But I think he'd do good if he carried. Yeah, I think it'd be good if he did come back into the gym.
So Zach also told me previously that the ones who do combat sports, they're the most, correct me if I'm wrong, Zach, but they're the ones who are the most silent, most humbled, and they try to avoid situations. Whether if you go up to some other people and let's say there's a little altercation between you two, one of the guys is gonna get angry out of nowhere, compared to if it's like someone who does combat sports, they would try to handle it more calmly and make sure no one gets hurt because they understand the dangers of a fight. So has that ever happened to you?
Not yet, but there was a situation where I was on the bus and I did think, you know what, at this point I'm gonna have to start throwing some hands.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't to protect myself; it was to protect a woman that was on the bus. And
that's mad. You go from someone who, like you said, you poke someone off, but to go to you switch the mentality, become more mature and everything. Now you're actually looking out for people. That's what we want, though.
We need more of that. Like in that situation, I was both drunk. To be honest, like I was on the bus, I was hearing them both shouting. As I was getting on the bus, I was squaring up to each other. So like I stopped and I was just standing there like with my bag and that, and I'm there, I'm waiting, I'm thinking, do I say something or not? And I'm like, okay. Like they de-escalated it, they calmed down. I recognized them from my state as well, so I knew they was getting up at the next stop. So I just let it be, and you know what I mean. I messaged one guy, but I knew, you know what I mean. The Simpson looked like I knew what was on. So then there was another time I was on the bus. It was kind of crazy, this one. So there was an old lady. She fell. She scraped her leg up quite bad. Felt bad for her. Helped her up and that. Everyone else on the bus was sitting there staring like clueless. And I'm thinking like, how does no one else give a shit? Innit? Like this lady, she's vulnerable. She's about 80, and do you know what I mean? I'm offering to walk her home, and there's all these other people, like so cold-hearted. And I was shocked. Like how was like all these other people on the bus not doing anything? I'm young, 21 years old, man. And that's what I mean. There's people 30, 40, probably 50 on the bus, not showing no remorse. I'm getting water out my bag, saying, look, make sure she has some water. I got a cloth out my bag, put water on it, trying to clean the wound and that, trying to make sure she's good. Bus driver had some disinfectant, sprayed it. Do you know what I mean? So, but there's other people on the bus that was just sitting there like,
yeah, when it's drama, they all run to the action when it's drama. And then no one ends up helping no one. Yeah, they're just there for the drama and for the video recording.
It's mental, bro. Like it was even a couple months ago. I took my little brothers for an haircut. Fucking Charles Street, and this little kid got run over by a bus. Well, obviously it was the kid's mum's fault and that. To be honest, I went over and I said, look, like, is anyone called the ambulance? The bus driver was on phone to the ambulance. So we run over to the Tesco's. I was like, look, is anyone here first aid trained? You know, this kid been hit by a bus. Like, can you at least try to go over and try to do something? Some guy said he was in his training, he's not finished yet. He went over and he was like, look, I can't do a thing, but everyone else was there recording. And then obviously the mum was like to me, oh, can you just fuck up? I'm like, look, like, I'm not being funny. Everyone else is here recording. I've come over, I've asked if someone's called an ambulance, I've gone and got a first aid, or if anything, I'm the only person here that's actually trying to help you out of all these people. But that's just because how her mindset is, just from all the people being stood around, acting like meerkats with their phone out, trying to record. Do you know what I mean? Trying to post on social media, get attention. Like, I think it's quite sick that people are like that, to be honest. But that's what this generation is like now, bro.
Did the woman apologize to you after?
No.
Yeah.
Obviously, I understood that if it was my kid that just ran in front of a bus because I wasn't be aware of my kid, boom, smashed the face all smashed up, fucking about 8 teeth knocked out on the floor. I'm not going to be aware of that. Me as a dad, I wouldn't be aware of that. I'll just be like, clear off sort of thing. Now, I'm not going to be aware that one set person sort of come over as I'm trying to look at my kid. Like, I'm not thinking of that. So I understood her perspective of it. And that's how always I look at things.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You have to understand their perspective of it. Because that person, like, might not mean offense to you, but you might get pissed off, for example. I think that was wrong, innit?
So do you think that combat sports has helped you, like, come to that come to that, handling situations like that, yeah? Do you think combat sports has helped you, or, compared to before when you were, drugs and all that? Like now you know how to handle situations more calmly, more effectively, and care for other people around you, make sure they don't get hurt. Do you think it has helped you, and how has it helped you?
Yeah, like, because, like, also you would know from when you're sparring, you have to have a clear head.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna sit there thinking of McDonald's while you're sitting there, like, in the corner and man punch you in the face and that. So it teaches you to have clear thought and be able to navigate through situations. Like I believe we have our left side and our right side of our brain.
Yeah.
I believe devil on the left, angel on the right. So the way I think of it is, I have bad thoughts on my left, good thoughts on my right, and I try to navigate through them as well. And I've sort of trained my head to realize that. So that's sort of what helps me through situations in life, where I'm able to be so calm, I'm able to give people such good advice and be able to deal with situations effectively. If not, then I don't know what will happen, to be honest.
Is your brain trained to that, or is it like you just like find it hard sometimes? Whether you should say something, leave it, walk off, don't just mind your own business. Yeah. Can it be difficult sometimes?
Sometimes it's difficult depending on the situation, but obviously it all depends on it. You see what I'm saying? So, like, it depends on the scenario. Ultimately, some of them, like, you just walk away. Some of them you have to be really effective in the situation. And some things, like, you just have to touch up. So
Yeah.
goes off that, really.
Yeah. So, when has anyone helped you overcome any of situations you have? Like, so let's say you got into altercation with someone. Yeah. Has anyone tried to help you?
Well, I'll tell you my boy Connor. To be honest, there was one prick. I kind of smashed his face in, and he was asking security to back him, but like he was trying to like calm me down, so get me away from the area. But then there's other friends that would have been more hyping it, like, come on, let's just jump over the barricades, go in there, smash his face in. So obviously, my boy, he is really supportive on that. So you do need them sort of people with you along the way. And it's all about your environment, and you are who your environment are. And if you're around a bunch of clowns, you're going to be that fifth clown. If you're around a bunch of well-minded people, you're going to be a well-minded person yourself. So it goes off that, really.
Yeah, I think you have to wisely select your friends.
Yeah.
Or you could get led up in bad situations. So there's situations where you're hanging around a bunch of people, and they're fake to you, and then you could get up into some sort of situation, and you're left to blame. So that's really important. Yeah, so you got fights coming up in it, and you're hoping to progress with that into probably the UFC in it. So what are you gonna take into this fight with Dean? In December.
He's a clown. He ain't got nothing behind him. 4 out of his 5 fights have been title fights. If you knew the things I've heard about this guy, you'd be laughing. His last opponent, my boy knows him. This guy is a beginner. How can this guy tell me I'm dreaming when he's fighting these people? I don't think he fights real serious fighters. So when I go in there, obviously he can have his fans. The crowd are going to support him. They're going to boo me because I'm the new guy. But ultimately, he knows it, and I know. I'm going to go in there and smash his face in. I'm going to take his belt. I'm going to take the cash prize. After that, I'm going to go back. I'm going to relax.
You think you're his first serious fighter?
Yeah.
First serious fighter. So
to this extent, yes.
So you're going to go into the ring and teach him a lesson?
Yeah.
But you shouldn't. But I don't think you should be like slacking on your. Would you underestimate him or?
No, I don't underestimate him. I know how he fights. Do you know what I mean? If you look at the way he fights and you've seen the way I fight, you know I'm gonna smash this guy's face and the way he spars. Like, I don't post videos of me beating up newbies and that, bro. Like, I think that's just for show, really, isn't it? Like, I can't say I'm a 60 kg punching up at 84 kg when this is second time in the gym, bro. So there's little things like that. Like, I think it's a mockery, isn't it? If you understand what I'm saying, bro. So, like, I've been able to look at what he likes to do by that. Dukes is confident, where he likes to be cocky. Like, I think Dean's quite a cocky fighter, but I think he's grew from that because he's not had serious fights. Like, I think the only good fighter he's been against is Ben. They want to beat him. So I think that there, bro, it just shows really, innit? Like when someone that actually can get on the front foot with you, like he can't handle it. And I've also heard that he's training the way he's training, or he's changing the way he's training because I'm not a boxer, I'm a mixed arts fighter. So, like, why are you doing that, bro? Like, why are you changing the way you train? Because I do martial arts. I'm coming there to box you, bro. Like, I'm coming into your playground, like he claims. But I'm gonna lose. But why are you panicking? Why are you changing how you train, bro? So it's ultimately, I think it's nothing.
It's gonna be a good fight.
It's a good fight, but I don't think it's not gonna go to the split decision, bro. I'm just taking down, bro.
So what's your prediction for this fight?
I think second round, bro.
Second round.
It's gone.
Do you think he's underestimating you since, you do martial arts and, like you mentioned, yeah, you're coming to his playground, yeah. Do you think that he's underestimating you and he's a bit cocky? Or does he already know
He already knows.
He already knows that you're going to destroy
He already knows. I sparred him. I got kneed 3 days before we sparred, yeah. In the nose and that. It started off, he just kept jabbing me in the nose. I said to him, look, bro, yeah, I got kneed in the nose 3 days ago. Don't just keep jabbing me in the face, do other shit, innit? And he's saying to everyone he went light on me because of that. And when we was sparring, we was going in on each other, innit? Like, after that, I sort of just like, fuck it, innit? Going in each other, and he got rocked. He turned around and he was like, oh, you hit hard. But it's like, if you have 4 years more training than me, how am I stepping in there and rocking you? It's impossible. Surely it's impossible. It was the other way around. It won't happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, bro, this is what I mean, bro. This is why he knows already that I'm not just some over Joe, and I'm gonna come in there and I'm gonna do business, innit?
Yeah, so bro, hopefully your fights go well, yeah? So I want to know, where do you see yourself in like 5 to 10 years?
UFC.
UFC?
Yeah, hopefully, man. Hopefully UFC.
Yeah, and for any...
Is there levels you have to go to like, before UFC?
Obviously, there'll be amateurs. I'm trying to do like 15 amateur fights. And then I'm trying to get on...
Cage Warriors,
yeah. I'm trying to go for Octagoner. Trying to start off with Octagoner from pro career. That's my goal. And then obviously I'll work my way up and hopefully one day get a UFC contract, Inshallah.
So, because let's say you told me your brothers are looking up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even for like your brothers and anyone who's like younger than you, yeah, or wants to get into that sort of stuff, yeah, MMA, what advice would you give to them?
To start.
To start. Yeah, you know what I think?
Don't question. To start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like me, innit?
Literally you, bro.
Do you know what I think, yeah? Like, I've come to realize this, innit, yeah? That I shouldn't be focused on the haters. Because obviously, when I started posting, innit, yeah, I'm not new to the social media posting stuff, innit? So I don't know what I was going to expect. I kind of like, I thought I was going to expect no haters at all. So then when the time came here for me to post my TikToks, and I got people commenting on that, yeah, like gradually over time, yeah, like I'm still working on it, and yeah, that I've learned to realize that's normal, bro. Like no matter like other people's opinions, yeah, that's not gonna change you. Like at the end of the day, yeah, everything happens for a reason. Yeah, you're doing things, and I'm being real, yeah. Like people who are trying to hate on you, most likely they're not trying to do anything with their lives either. So, yeah, so
you
that's probably why.
Big bro advice right now, bro. Give me some big bro advice.
So I'll tell you how it is. So when you're doing things in life, yeah, remember people hate on you. One, because they want what you've got and they've not got it. And then they're looking at you and they see you on your highs. They don't know all the work you're putting in. So they think, yeah, he's just recording videos. Let me hate on him, let me talk this. Like, these people that are relevant in life and that. Like, when you go out in the world, yeah, and you're walking down the street and that, like, one of these people can be hating on you thinking, but you don't even know that, bro.
Okay, yes.
So do you see what I mean, bro? Like, if you stop doing what you're doing because someone's hating, bro, where are you gonna get?
Yeah, that's when you then lead to failure.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, say like you start 10 different businesses, and you get a hater customer comes in, Karen. You're gonna close all 10 businesses?
No.
You're gonna carry on, innit?
Yeah.
So you just carry on, bro. Like, fuck all of these people, bro. You're there to do your thing. You've got your goal. You've got your family. You know what I mean? You're gonna have your future family. Do you know what I mean? You're out there to inspire people, reach people. If people don't like that, bro, you know what I mean, bro? I say they all can eat dirt, innit? know what I mean, bro? There's set people that are out here without ambitions. And there's set people that are out here but just want a little side quest and that, innit? They're to collect things for me, innit? And you, bro. So they're them people, bro. Like, if they want to look down on you, bro, that's only because you're above them, innit? And they can't touch you, man. So you gotta realize, like, there's wavelengths in life, innit? So we're all on a similar wavelength. This is why we can resonate. This is why we can talk, communicate. You see what I'm saying? We can bounce off each other. There's gonna be people you meet you can't bounce off, and you need to realize there's them sort of people where they don't work with. Like a bit like relationships and that, innit? And like there's some people you meet and they're in a relationship, you're just like, yo, why are you with that clown, innit? But they're not on the same wavelength. But they want to be on that same wavelength, trying to make it work. So it's a bit like set friendships, innit? Like if you're not on the same wavelength, it's not gonna work.
Sometimes it's just that they don't know enough about you, which is why they're assuming and all of that.
Yeah.
And also something that can, like, put someone off is like mistakes. So of course, I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've made a lot of mistakes in life.
I made stupid amount of mistakes.
Yeah, and I was watching Zach's podcast last night. Yeah, and I was like, where at the end bit when Zach told YM to give a message, and then he said, mistakes doesn't mean that you're failing. Yeah, like for me in it, I'm not even trying to be gay in it, but like, I felt that,
Gay? No Diddy, man. No Diddy, man. No Diddy, man.
I'm not gay in it, but
I hope you got no Diddy oil in here, man.
I related to that bit the most.
Yeah.
How's that gay, bro? That's it.
No, I was gonna say. Do you know? I was gonna say that. That touched me, yeah. But what's it called? I think.
You should have said that hit you.
Hit you, yeah.
Yeah, hit you hard.
Yeah, that hit me differently, bro. That's the thing I can like relate to the most, innit? And I don't know if you've like, because only yesterday when I watched this podcast, I like came to that mindset that mistakes doesn't mean you're failing. Because most of the time when you make mistakes, you end up overthinking and deeping things, and not wanting to do things more. I don't know. Did that come to you earlier? So.
Well, for me, I've made a lot of mistakes. Like, I started selling white and dark when I was 14. I was doing it up until I was at 17. But like I was telling you earlier, I almost stabbed 3 people in one day. One of the guys actually did stab, so it's one of them. But I've been in jail for aggravated burglary. Didn't fucking go right, but I still went in jail for it. Fucking done drink driving, done plenty of assaults. Do you know what I mean? It's led me to here right now. So like, you can't look at mistakes as set things. Like, if it's a mistake, it's a mistake, innit? But if you learn from it, that's a growing point. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see that.
Like, the set things I'm not happy with in life. I'm not happy I went to jail, but I'm happy I went there.
It changed you into the man you are today.
Yeah. So like, even now I say, oh, like, I wish I didn't go to jail and that. Like, I'd love to know what life would have been like without it, innit?
Yeah.
But I went to jail. That's the fact, innit? And I have to obviously accept that. And the struggles I went through in jail and the ups I had in jail, like, it makes you grateful to life. When you're there, you don't see your family, you ain't got no credit, you ain't got no like, fucking noodles and that, no tuna, no biscuits and that. Like, the things it does get you, innit? Like, first 6 weeks, I kept fucking up my canteen, because I was in Manchester, then they moved me down to Wolverhamptonshire. I fucked up my canteen, so I ended up losing like fucking 5-6 kg. So that part there was the hardest part for me. So like, just sitting there every night, imagine this, like a biscuit and a half, dipping in milk, eating it. Like, that's sort of what I had to do to get by at the start.
You needed that though, just to be grateful.
I needed that
the lesson,
to grow from that. So you need that sort of stuff in life, innit?
You need that hardship in your life.
Yeah.
It's gonna form you to the person you are today, innit?
Yeah.
And look at you now, you're going amateur, you're aiming for pro, and I think that's like a big achievement from where you first were. Because like, I don't think you would have like known. Because when you first when you were like selling drugs and everything, I don't think you were like, you know what, one day I'm probably gonna be fighting in front of hundreds of people.
Nah, I never thought that.
Yeah, bro. So now you're gonna fight in December. It's gonna let you like promote your fight to the camera.
So November 23rd, I'll be fighting at Madeira Center, K1 debut. On the 29th of November, I'm going to be fighting in MMA over at Club Republic in Leicester City Centre. And then on the 7th of December, back at Madeira Center, fighting against Dean for the BTB title. You know, we already know how that one's gonna go. And then December 14th, I'll be fighting over in Coventry on an MMA show. So, yeah, man, getting active.
Yeah, bro. Hopefully everything goes good for you. Yeah?
man.
Wish you all the best. And yeah, thank you for watching, guys. That's it.
Yes, it's finished strong.